Hello, everyone. Welcome to the Real Boys podcast. And today we have a returning guest and a new guest, our first of a different race. Finally, we can say the N word now.
Oh no.
Yeah, no, fuck you.
Yeah,
That's not how that works.
we have Connor and Logan. Connor was here last podcast. Logan's here, new one. Bill's tired. Jaren's asleep again. So everyone say hi.
Hello.
Logan lagged, but that's fine. They both went to school. We both were in band together, and we got some stories to tell you about our amazing trip to LA. You want to talk about that, Connor?
Oh gosh. Okay. We're a bit of the Midwestern folk, so yeah. So the coast is always a blast for us because we're not kind of used to that sort of thing.
Or should be.
Well, yeah.
Should be fun.
Should be a blast. The first day after our flight, we got out of the airport. We went to our hotel room and we went to Santa Monica Pier. Again, we live in a rural area, so
Not a lot of water.
It's a little different, and we deal with crackheads, but LA, they are a special bunch. I'll
You
tell you
guys
that
have a
much.
fucking problem.
Yeah,
It's
LA.
crazy.
So when we were in LA on that beach, because we spent that day on the beach, everybody's eating at this nice burger place. It's all right, it's not too great or nothing. But the boys are inside getting their meals. I've already got my meal, and I'm sitting down on the corner right beside the building, and this homeless guy, you can definitely tell he's homeless. He's fucking cracked out. Starts sprinting at me. It's like a fucking wobble sprint. It's got me freaking out. He's coming in fast, and I'm like, oh shit, he's gonna attack me because I've got food. Like I got a nice big tray of fucking
You got the goods.
I've got the goods, and I'm freaking out. And then I didn't realize, but there's a trash can right beside me, and he fucking dives into that shit, and he grabs the biggest, fullest bag he can find. And I'm like, okay, well, I mean, he's just hungry. And the first thing that comes to my mind is, damn, man, you're not gonna share? So I'm just sitting here laughing as this guy's walking away. I've got actual food. I've actually paid for this shit. And this guy just steals out of the trash can, and I make the first joke that comes to my mind. I tell everybody who comes back, the person who's like the adult near us actually used to live in LA, and she was like, "Don't say shit like that." She's super mad about it. I'm just fucking laughing. The boys are laughing about it. Connor's dying.
It's a good
We've got
joke.
a bunch of seagulls by us because the boys are throwing food like fucking idiots.
Oh,
Hey guys, Kate here. Just want to say this is just a story, and we don't condone animal violence. So thanks for not reporting us.
oh gosh.
Tim.
What a
Oh, Timmy.
Tim. Okay, so I had been on the coast a little bit more than the others have, and Tim especially.
I've been to Mexico.
Yeah. And so, most know that you're not supposed to throw food because of the birds, and that's kind of an issue, This guy chucks a French fry at a group of birds. And I was like, you got to pick that up, dude. He tried to pick it up and just like 6 birds were swarming around this French fry. And he didn't know what to do. So, obviously, the thing that made sense to him was to kick it. He's like,
Punted that bird.
so he punted a fucking bird, which is illegal, by the way.
It was so bad. It was so bad.
I like how there was build up to that moment because he had told us he was going to kick it. And
Oh,
we
yeah,
were
he
like,
did. He
dude,
was like,
don't,
"Guys, I
don't
don't
fucking kick it.
In my brain, I was like, is he really gonna kick it? I think he's just joking. And then he looked like he was gonna make a fucking field goal, He wound that shit up and looked like Charlie Brown.
Well, he was like, guys, should I punt a bird? Should I just kick a fucking bird? And we're like, you do it. And the lady who's with us, her name's Jennifer. She's like, don't do it. I'm serious, don't do it. He's like, I'm gonna do it. I'm fucking gonna do it. But then he's like, you know what? I guess I won't. And then comes up the time for it, and he goes, I'm doing it. And he fucking gets up. His foot's going way back. Like he's getting ready to kick a 30-foot field goal or something like that. And he just punched that shit right onto the roof. And while he punched on the roof, we look at the roof, and right beside it says, please don't feed the birds. We're like, Tim? Tim, there's
my
a sign
buddy
right there.
boy.
And he goes, oh, didn't notice it, don't care. And we just go right back to eating like nothing ever happened after he just could fucking punch that shit.
After we
Yeah.
laughed.
And you
Here's
laugh.
a-
Yeah, you think it's fucking
It
funny.
was hilarious. It was funny.
This is how
But also, don't kick
different
animals.
our world is. This was a little bit of a rewind, but when we first got there, you know, we were heading towards the beach, and this lady came up to me and said, you know, I got some wristbands. She did not speak English, by the way.
Oh, that was at the burger place. I remember that.
Yeah,
That was
and
right
she was
beside
like,
it.
she's like, here, you know, bracelet $1, and I was like, and she slid 5 bracelets onto my wrist, and then Jennifer, being the person she is, fantastic woman, grabbed my wrist and slid the bracelets back onto her wrist and said no.
She straight up like, so there was different people on the street trying to sell shit, and like, they had that bracelet lady. She also gave out like cards and shit for free just because
Yeah.
fuck
Well,
it, why not?
You didn't you
And
give it back,
I
Connor?
think she meant well. I
She
didn't
did
get a
mean
card.
well.
Tim got a
I'm
card.
Tim
It
got
It's
said
a
like
card.
I
it said
took
like
one.
peace
I stole
or
like
something on it.
she like most people like gave it back to her because they weren't gonna buy anything. She gave one to me and Tim, and we both were like, "Oh, cool." Then she's like, "Do you want bracelets?" Like, nah.
I fucking spent the whole trip after that trying to get that fucking bracelet from Tim because I knew Tim didn't want it, but I wanted it because I was like, I just wanted to throw it at Jessica. So, for everybody wanting to know who Jessica's just a fucking stupid bimbo. Just dumb.
Are you gonna have to cut that out?
Nah, we're good.
Okay.
She's just so dumb. Nobody liked her, and like okay, actually, some people liked her, but not enough. Not a whole lot of people care about
I
her
had
because
no
she was full
problems
of
with
shit
her.
half the time. Okay,
I didn't really
No,
have any problems with her either.
don't be simping. Don't be simping.
I'm not simping. I'm
Yeah,
just.
it's not like-
I like Jessica.
I'm not like, oh, I fucking loved her. She was my best friend. Like, nah, like I had no problems with her.
She was fun to hang out with.
Yeah.
I just didn't really talk to her much.
Don't talk to her
Yeah,
now.
well-
So.
A lot of the trip was just like making fun of her and shit, and just giving her a hard time.
So was
Like, on the
Florida. Oh my
bus.
god.
To Florida and all that shit, but like, fuck, I can't remember what I was talking about now.
Okay, it's back to
It just
LA.
like I was mixed. Oh yeah,
Yeah, back to LA. You went off topic.
I did. Rip. LA was fun. There was
I
a lot
got
of
another one. So
Wait, can we talk about Colton? And what he
Are
did
we allowed
on
to
the
talk about that drama?
No, can we?
No,
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 I,
no,
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 we'll-
no,
we
no,
might
no.
we might talk about that, but
no, that's a touchy subject.
can we
That is a
can we
touchy
no
subject.
can we talk about how your brother Connor went to random homeless people who were cracked on meth, most likely, and started juking them out like he was in the NBA.
I didn't get to see
The
that.
best part was when he was shooting.
Shooting
when we were
layups
at
on him, and he's
Universal.
dunking over him.
When he was at Universal. He was shooting, playing those games where the hoops are kind of smaller than the basketball, and he was just making them still like crazy. These people started circling around him and thought he was like in the NBA or something because he was wearing a jersey. I don't know, so some stupid shit like that. But I was with him, and he's like, dude, they think I'm famous. I'm like, I don't know what to tell you, buddy.
He is TikTok famous. He had a TikTok for a while that had like over 1,000 followers.
I
He
mean,
ain't
I
no
think it's
famous.
still pretty.
He deleted
I
it. I
think-
tried following
Did he
him.
delete it?
Yeah, I tried
Wow.
following him. He deleted everything.
That's crazy.
No, TikTok's bad, dude.
TikTok's
Man, LA.
Nasty, dude. Bunch
Oh,
of
and then
thought.
okay, so the night before we performed in LA, I was sitting, I was like, I'm a saxophone player, and so I was like, I don't know what my process was, but I was kind of just like, oh, I need to go to bed early, and so I was watching YouTube as one does before I go to bed, and Tim, he just bursts in the room and looks at me. He has a box of Cheetos, or not Cheetos, it was Cheez-Its. Then I see Colton also bust in. Tim grabs a handful of Cheez-Its, stuffs it in his mouth, doesn't eat a fucking one, like not a single Cheez-It at all. He just chews it up and spits it on the floor.
I remember this because
Then
I was right
proceeds-
behind them.
Then proceeds to grab toothpaste and spray my tie with toothpaste
Oh,
that I was supposed to wear the next morning.
Oh,
Then my brother grabs Logan's breadsticks and throws three or four.
So for context on that, Colton and I were not getting along on that trip for reasons that we don't even talk about. But so I've got a stupid ass disorder. It's an eating disorder, which basically makes it so I don't like to eat basically anything. I'm an all carb kind of guy. I don't need to have vegetables.
He's
I
a
don't eat any of that.
retard.
I'm basically retarded. Straight. I don't know how I'm alive. I said fuck it, whatever. But we went to like Cheesecake Factory, and the only thing I got from there was bread, and I ate most of it. I'm pretty sure, but there was like one left. And that night I was like, oh man, I can't wait to eat that when I get back and I'm actually hungry again. And I walk in, and they're like, hey, I hope you don't mind, but Colton fucking he just yeeted your piece of bread out the window. It's out in the street if you want it. I'm like, you gotta be fucking kidding.
People running it over. It was really funny.
Like, I'm hungry now. So my dumbass with a couple others and Jennifer ran across the street, because across the street was like I think, was it Target or a Hy-Vee?
Oh
It
yeah,
was a
yeah,
Target.
that
It was a
fun.
Target.
So I run across the street, and I'm repping my favorite cereal, fucking Frosted Mini Wheats. The best cereal you can eat. No argument. You argue with me, like, you're wrong. I don't care. I come back, and I eat that big ass box. Like, by the time the trip was gone, that box was gone. And I was so mad that night because I was like so hungry. But I had to wait for the whole trip, like the whole group, to go over there to get food. And that whole time I was thinking, man, that bread would have been so good.
Bro, I'll be honest. Their little convenience store they had there, like in the hotel, was fire. I went there like I would go downstairs like while we were there at like 2 a.m. and get snacks.
So
It was good. The problem was it was
I had so much
expensive.
coffee and Coke.
I
It
want to
was so
say
expensive for pop.
I didn't care.
I'm
I
gonna
saved
tell
a
us.
lot of
I'm
money
gonna
for
tell a
that trip.
story real quick, and I want you guys to connect the dots of what all three of these stories have had. So, we were in my room, and Tim had to go use the restroom. He left the door open, and I was like, "Tim, close the door." And he was like, "Fuck you! I'm keeping the door open." I was like, "All right, cool." And like, so he starts peeing, and then he yells, "Bro, I'm fucking peeing everywhere!" And he starts pissing all over the room, and I look over, and he's doing it. Like, I see the pee flying, Colton sees the pee flying, and we're just like, "Tim, what the fuck are you doing? Stop!" And he's like, "Fuck you guys, I'm peeing everywhere." And like, then I'm like, "All right, like, he'll clean it up later." And then, like, another minute goes by, and like, he goes, "Guys, look at me, look at me." And we look at him, because he yelled at us to look at him, and his ass is out. He's bent over, looking at us, looking at him, and goes, "Oh, you guys fucking looked at me. You're fucking gay. You're fucking gay."
I hadn't heard
could
that
see
one.
his
I
dick.
didn't hear that one.
Yeah, I could see his dick hanging like down and like his balls and shit. And we
All
were
right,
like,
I'm
"Dude."
gonna put you on blast, Leonso. I'm sorry.
What?
We've been kind of avoiding this story up until this point, but before we change subjects, I'd like to tell the best story that came out of LA.
Are you gonna?
So, me, Leonso, my brother, and another kid. I will mention it as for now, I guess.
We can say his name as long as you don't say the last name.
I don't know. N. We'll call him N from now. I don't know.
Okay.
N.
I
don't know if he wants to
I know who you're talking about. We're good.
I don't.
And-
Just keep going.
So we were like, oh man, we want to eat sushi. I told my brother, I promised him, I was like, we're gonna go get sushi, bro. We're gonna get sushi.
I don't
And
want
so
to
there's
this
a
anymore.
wonderful, wonderful place in California called like Sushi Bomb,
Yeah.
and for like it was like $28 or something like that. You get unlimited sushi, like anything on the menu. You can just say that's what you want, and they'll bring it to you. Like, and I think you got like 90 minutes, and anything left over, you had to pay for. So, our first round, we got a lot. Ate it all. We were like, oh, we could eat more sushi. That was so good. We go through the second round. We order probably just as much sushi, and
We're like,
just
oh,
smack
that was
it.
a lot.
Smack it. And, we were like, oh, a little, starting to get a little full, but I could eat more. So, I ordered one. I'm reasonable. I ordered one.
Everyone orders one.
Everybody orders one roll except for N.
Bruh.
And so, we were like, you probably shouldn't do that. He's like, dude, I'll eat it. I'll eat it. And so we were like, all right, I believe you. And so they bring out, everybody gets one roll. They bring out the first set of one roll. And, we're a bunch.
Ugh.
And then
You just
they bring
lagged
the
out a
next
lot.
2 rolls.
Oh no, you're good. You're good.
And so, we're munching that down. And Leonso, he couldn't eat his share of those 2 rolls. So he
They
has
weren't mine. I
probably.
didn't order them.
Well, I know they weren't yours, but
It wasn't my fault.
But we were delegating it to get rid of it, so none of us had to pay for it,
Yeah.
even though it was his fault. But Leonso's got 3, so he's already piling up. So we're missing one more roll. They bring the last roll over, just looking at this thing like it is the Antichrist. Like nobody wants anything to do with this fucking thing. And I was I was seriously half tempted to say that's not ours. It was that bad. And I put it down. I said, all right, fuck it. I'll eat 2. And you eat 2. Colton, you eat 2. Leonso, you eat 2. Poor Leonso, he's got 6 pieces now. And he looks like death is looking in in his soul, about to take his life. And so, I was just, fuck it. I ate both of them. The rest of them are looking like they're about to pass out into a food coma. So, like any reasonable person does, instead of sucking it up and paying for the pieces of sushi, En and Colton put both pieces of sushi in their mouth, go to the bathroom, and spit it into the toilet and flush it. Leonso did not follow by example, grabbed what he had left, picked it up, and carried it to the trash can. Keep in mind, everybody is sitting down in this place. The tables are low as shit.
I went to the bathroom
And
and flushed it. I didn't.
When somebody stands up in this restaurant, all the fucking eyes are looking at Leonso, including the people who work there. And so we saw this, and like any good friend would do, we fucking did. We left Leonso there.
Can I preface this by saying, before I decided to do this, I put sushi in my mouth, threw up in my mouth, and then spit the sushi out. It wasn't it wasn't like I couldn't eat it or couldn't put it in my mouth. I legitimately could put it in my mouth.
I honestly
couldn't
don't
have
know
it in my mouth, otherwise I would have thrown up on the table.
The worst part is we all ate dinner that night.
Yeah, I was
See,
starving
unlike
by
these
then.
Dumbasses. Unlike these dumbasses, me and a couple of the girls that I happened to simp on, because I simped that whole trip, went to this pizza place. It was pretty good, honestly. I'm not a big pizza fan, but they had other shit that I like to eat there.
Breadsticks?
Everybody was really happy with it. They have breadsticks and garlic rolls and shit. And everybody was really happy with it. They gave fucking monster sized slices of pizza for cheap as hell. So everybody was getting full as hell. And we come back and just hear this whole long story of how Leonso couldn't handle the food he had, so he had to take it to the bathroom and throw it in the toilet to flush it because they didn't want to pay for it.
We didn't have to pay for it.
No, you didn't have to pay for it. I guess it worked, but damn, kind of dumb,
Okay, I want to preface this by saying the sushi was fucking amazing.
It was very good, and the staff was amazing.
And I didn't order that sushi.
It wasn't his.
It wasn't
really
mine.
Wasn't. We should have really charged it to just end. We should have just gave up. We should have all gave him and said, "Fuck you, dude."
It's all yours.
You ordered
I have
that
a particular
shit.
relationship with that guy, and we were gonna make it work. We were gonna make it work.
I'm pretty sure I'm starting to figure out who N is. Do I like this guy?
Yeah, you hung out with him the entire trip.
No, okay, no, but do I like him now? Is the question. Something.
He was a drummer. That's all you need to know.
Like he told somebody's brother about me and his sister dating.
Oh yeah,
No.
that's
Was that
we're gonna
him?
cut. Yep, that's in. We're
Yeah,
gonna cut that out.
I don't like this.
We're not gonna
I'll
talk
talk
about.
about that later. Yeah, I'll talk about it later or not at all.
Just
Okay.
not at all. We'll move on to the next
So
subject.
yeah, Logan. As Logan was
That,
saying.
I just wanted to end off on the best story that
Look,
came
No,
out.
no,
also,
we
that's
can't end off. We have one more story to talk about,
Hun,
and it's
that
one of
story
Connor's
that we
favorites.
that story we just told was told at our graduation.
Yeah.
Was it really?
Yeah,
Yeah,
you
it
don't
was.
remember that Faith, our friend Faith, told that story because she was asking for stories to tell, and I told her
Yeah,
about
and we
like four
she
different
said
stories,
that in her
and that was
she
that was her graduation
salutatorian?
speech. No, she was valedictorian. I'm pretty sure.
Yeah,
She's
she
pretty sure
did
it was
that
top of
during her.
class.
Yeah, she did that during her speech.
She
Pretty
told
cool.
that speech. She told the speech where she hit Logan's car and paid him not to tell anyone. That
That
was, bro. That was the
bad.
funniest shit. Like,
It was really annoying. Do I talk about the story or just let it go?
just
I would just let it go.
her hitting your car. That was just funny. Like that.
Honestly, I
He
think
said,
it's
"Yeah,
actually
I told you."
hilarious. I think it's honestly really hilarious how that went down.
I mean, it was funny,
It
but
was-
I was super fucking annoyed by that whole situation.
It was really annoying. My dad wasn't happy about it either.
It was a good story to go back on.
But quick, and if you don't want it in there, you cut it out. So
yeah.
we're trying to leave school. Everybody's in a hurry at our school. Nobody likes to wait on anybody. It's I'm gonna get in there now, and if you don't wait for me, I'm hitting your car. So Faith, she's trying to hurry up and get in front of me. I said, no, bitch, you can wait. So she keeps trying to push it, and I said no, and I'm riding up on the person right behind me, like right in front of me. I'm riding up on their ass, and so finally she comes in behind me. She decides to flip off the person to her side and look at them the entire time, and I have to stop. So she lightly taps the back of my car. But since I'm already pissed off because I told her no, I don't want you following me, or I don't want you getting in front of me. I was pissed off, and so I just said, "Fuck it, I'll call you later about it." And I went home and talked to my dad about it. It's like, do I like do anything about it? Do I just let it slide? There's a little dent on the back of my shitty fucking Saturn car, but there's not much on it.
Good
He's like,
riddance
just
to
ask
that thing,
her for $20. Yeah, that car was ass. I'm so glad I got rid of it. She's like, just ask her for $20. I said, okay. So when I went back to school, I was like, all right, I want $20. That's it. She goes, you're not gonna tell anybody about it? I was like, well, I mean, my friends, they already know about it, but I'm like, I don't give two shits. It's a shitty car. I already broke my
It
whole
is
entire
what it
side of my
is.
door. One little dent in the back ain't gonna kill me.
Yeah. That was worth $20.
That was worth it. It was not really that big of a deal. But I just liked also giving her like a crap because she can't take crap at all.
Like you said,
So?
crap instead of shit.
Subject change. Crazy subject change.
I was just gonna
That's
mention
so
how
crazy.
that was
can't
so
do
Crazy.
Whoa! Simp.
Logan,
Logan is an
tell us.
ultimate simp.
Okay, so let me put this out there. I want to put this out there first. I'm not a good-looking man. I might be now. I might be okay looking now, but
You're not
back in
ugly.
high school, I'm not ugly, but I'm also
we
not
a
like
bunch of
really
good-looking dudes over here.
We kind of good-looking dudes. We some good-looking homies. But back then, imagine like
Chubby.
a 70-pound, imagine like a 70-pound Mexican boy with a dirty pedo stash.
I feel like you're
and,
just
like,
insulting me at
skinny
this
head.
point.
No, I'm talking about me. I'm talking about me right now.
That
So-
was
We
not so
all
bad.
a little bit
Fuck.
different.
We're all a little bit different.
We're
We all look
diverse
a little different.
here. We're diverse
But
here.
just imagine a really fucking ugly guy. And this man is like 16,
A-
17-year-old. He is
Addicted to nicotine.
horny. No, I wasn't addicted to nicotine until I was like 17.
Yeah.
So I was just a horny boy. I was super horny. So what did I think? I was like, let me just look for a thick girl online to pay to come fuck me. Bad idea.
No.
Don't ever do that. Please, for the love of God. I don't care how horny you are, how desperate, don't ever do it. So I find this person, and there's already there's red flags saying, bro, back out right now. Not a good idea. I say, you know what, fuck it. You know, I'm
Retard
gonna go
mode
for it.
activated.
This girl goes, give me $50 of Xbox Live money. Like,
That should have been. Yeah, it should have been here.
should
And
have
I-
been.
And I'll
Honestly,
suck
if that
your
was me,
pee-pee.
I'd be like, "Oh, that's kind of weird." I'm not that girls can't be gamers too, but
I mean, like,
That
nobody
should have been the main
asks.
reflect that girls don't play video games.
Girls play video games, but no girl's gonna say, "Hey, can you give me $50 in Xbox Live money?"
That's
So
what I'm saying.
that's
Like,
the big red.
I feel like girls are smarter than guys in that fact. Like, they may use it for video games, but if they ask for money, they could use it for something else.
Like
The
food.
gamer, the real gamer, is just gonna want the Xbox Live, bro.
But so here's what happens next. So that's big red number one. Like that's a big fucking no. So here's what comes next. I say, okay, how are we meeting? Well, we have this shitty, absolutely awful hotel. I said we can go there. She's like, okay, she or he. And they're like, well, I live in the UK, but I'm gonna be coming down to the US, and I can stop by at your house. I have other customers to go to. So I'm thinking, that is the dumbest shit I've ever heard in my entire life. That's not true. But you know what? I'm gonna go for it. It's okay. I've already spent the money. So I set it all up, and it's like the night before. I'm sitting at my buddy's house, calling her. I'm just sitting there, texting her, and that was the last night I got like any text from this chick, the very last night. And like 2 years later, I get a random text from somebody I don't know, and they're like, "Hey, did you pay to have this person come have sex with you?" I was like, "Yeah, how'd you know?" They're like, "I live in the UK. That's my older friend. He gypped you out of it." And I think, just you could have just let me just think it was a girl. Don't spam that on me. Don't tell me it's a he. Let me
Bruh.
think that it was just she didn't want to talk. But no, hard truth came out. Some fat UK guy wanted some money to buy some Xbox shit, and I wasted
And
$50.
you got gypped.
I got super gypped. And what made it worse was when I have like really awkward, uncomfortable situations, I just straight out give people material to make fun of me. I'm just like, fuck it, let's just laugh about it. So I tell a couple friends, just like two of them, and they decide to make fun of me in an Xbox Live chat. And then some kid that I don't like from the school joins, and they don't realize it. So they're still talking about it. And he decides to speak up. And he's like, "Oh,
By the
Logan
way,
bought a fake prostitute?"
not for fake context. For context, it was me and Jacob.
I feel
Yeah.
like I was also. I
We were playing
remember hearing
Destiny,
about this.
and somebody who was also pretty active in the clan we had back in the Xbox Live days joined the chat, and it passed around the school so fucking fast.
Oh,
I'm
yeah,
so
it did.
sorry.
It was so bad.
It was literally like almost overnight. Like this motherfucker put everybody in a group chat and said, "Yo, Logan's a simp, bro."
He spent $50 to get a prostitute and got a fat man from the
Because
UK.
literally, people were bullying the shit out of Logan.
I could not
Yeah.
eat at lunch. I had to go find another room to take my lunch to. It was that bad.
It was pretty bad.
It was so bad. And like, I'm not gonna say I didn't have a lot of friends, because I didn't have a whole lot of friends, but I did have a lot of good friends. So, but they joined in on that shit. It wasn't just.
Of course we
it was-
fucking
They
did.
had to join in because that shit was funny. And I look back on it, it was funny. It was stupid.
I mean, it
was me
still is
growing up.
funny.
It's still
funny.
hilarious.
I
And,
mean-
and I just want to say that I brought this up myself, so it's not. I told them to bring this up because I think it's fucking hilarious.
Yeah.
You gotta show your stupid sides. I'm not
Plus,
the
that was
smartest
when you were
motherfucker.
like, what were you like 16, 15?
Yeah, I was enough. I was old enough to
Logan
drive.
was
I
a
don't think I was
horny
17
boy.
yet. I was
I'm pretty
horny.
sure you were old enough to drive.
I was because I drove to your house. I know I was old enough. I was 16. I don't know if I was 17 yet
Okay.
though.
No, because you were still driving me around then. Because I didn't get my license until I was like 17.
Yeah, you weren't able to. I don't think you had like people telling you no. I think it was like your parents didn't want to take you yet.
No, it was basically they worked all the time, and I
Oh, and
couldn't
they
get
have
my permit.
time,
I
which
will
I offered
say,
you. I would have took you, but
I was really afraid
yeah, we
of
also
failing
offered.
it like I did. I failed the permit test twice.
I
I
failed
felt
it
like
3
four.
times.
Yeah, I felt
I
like
failed
3 or
twice.
4 times.
I failed it twice. If you fail it 3 times, you have to take a
You have to do driver's ed.
No,
you have to
for
do
the
driver's ed.
permit
do.
test you can take as many times as you want. Your license you can only take
Oh, your
twice.
permit. I'm talking about
that's
your
right.
license. My license
yeah.
is what I got.
No, I
failed
got it on my
twice.
first try.
Yeah, fuck
I did
myself.
get that. I did, however, get the lowest score possible to get your license, but I still passed my first try.
Yeah,
Do
that's
we-
not how that worked with me. I did not get on. I did. Okay, so here's what I did. I was like, fuck it, I can do it in one go. I didn't practice at all. I just said, fuck it, let's do it, because I wanted to see how it was. Oh, I about jumped off the world. And so I tried it. I did really good. I was killing it. Like this woman was being really nice to me, and I get to the last part where you have to turn on a one-way street, and me being the dumbass that I am, turned in the wrong lane,
I
and
did
she had
that
to fail
too.
me. And she was like, "You would have passed with like a high 80, probably low 90." And I was like, "But I didn't pass." She goes, "No, you turned in the wrong lane on a one-way street." But me in my head said, "I didn't pass. That's impossible. How did I not pass?" So I didn't listen to anything she said. It made the second time I made the same mistake. Then finally I was like, "Okay, don't be a dumbass. Just don't turn in the wrong lane." And then I passed, but I got like a high 70, which was not what I wanted.
I
It
got
was,
an 87 on my license.
you see, I'm better. Leonso, you're a bad driver. Oh, a bad driver.
I'm not a bad driver. I just don't give a
It's
You're
fuck.
just
the
scary.
reason she cut my like I only made one mistake in my car, and it was I hit the brakes going into turns
Bruh.
like
I just drove
three
too
times.
slow. Like, I didn't want to speed because I thought if I sped, I would instantly fail.
And I think she also counted me off like a point for or a couple points for not always having my hands on 10 and 2. Because
Yeah,
like
that shit
I don't
doesn't
know,
matter.
sometimes I
I played
sometime one time
ukulele.
I drove with one hand, I guess, on one of my turns, and she was got
She
she
had a
got lit.
nice lady. She never did. My girl never did that for me. She wasn't like, "Whoa, nope,
No,
your
she
hands
was
weren't always on
nice.
it."
She actually knew my stepfather. Or we're talking about the same.
Is
She's
she an
short,
older lady?
blonde. Yeah,
Yeah, yeah, yeah. She
So,
was really close to my
she's
family, so
cool.
she was easy on me. Yeah, she's
She's
really
so
cool.
cool.
Yeah, I told everybody who was taking tests, there's like, if you get this lady, you can't pass or you can't fail it. Like if you fail it, then you're not fucking trying.
She's so nice.
do we want to talk about how Logan never got a girl until very recently, but Connor and I have been swimming in the
Women.
ladies. We just been swimming ever since birth. My freshman year, I had like 6 girlfriends. Each of them
Oh,
lasted a week.
you cut out, but I'm assuming you're talking about our relationships in high school.
Yeah, yeah, yeah.
Ooh,
Okay.
I don't know if
Yeah.
I want to talk about mine. It was a
You're
little dark.
one. Yours doesn't
I
get
was not
dark.
a lucky
I had a
guy.
lot in
Logan
middle school.
almost. Can I just say Logan almost became your
I thought about going gay because of how bad it was.
your
Every
stereotypical black
relationship except for
father. Let's
one.
just say that.
Not that there's anything wrong with that, but
No. There's nothing wrong with being gay, but that's just not who I am. But I got cheated on so much. I was like, fuck it. Maybe I'm not good for girls.
maybe
I need to go for
maybe
dudes.
I should just become homosexual, bro. I don't know what to
There's
do.
nothing wrong with being homosexual. We're all homosexual.
I'm just gonna put this out now. Anything you do with the homies is not gay because it's homosexual. Homie romance, all that is straight. As long as you got your socks on,
As long as you
got
got
you
your
socks on,
socks
you're
say-
good.
on.
No homo.
Yeah,
Got
you
gotta,
must
gotta make sure you.
declare if you have no socks.
Oh yeah, if you don't have socks,
You gotta say something. You gotta say something.
it ain't looking
You
good.
gotta let the homies know. You know, just gotta inform them. If
But
it's
you
gonna
guys
be
go
gay,
ahead.
you better let them know.
You
But
guys go ahead and talk about your relationships.
uh,
I'll be right
I had
back.
I had a
I'll be right
lot in middle school, but they were all like
fake.
1-monthers,
Yeah, they
2-monthers.
weren't real.
I had a few. High school, I'm pretty sure I only dated like 2 chicks, 3 chicks.
I
They were
dated.
long-term relationships.
So I remember I dated. What does it call her? L. I don't know if you remember. But you also dated her, Connor.
Yeah.
But
Yes, I did.
that was the like most boring relationship I've ever been with. She's nice, but like it was just us like talking and like we both liked each other, and it was in like high school, so like I was expecting more out of it because it was high school and nothing ever happened. I was very sad. I didn't have oh no, actually that's not true.
When did you date her?
That was freshman year. I'm pretty sure.
You said L.
Yeah.
Say who I think it. Here, just type it in Discord.
What'd I miss out on?
Oh yeah.
Yeah, that was during freshman year.
I dated her in 8th grade.
Smarty? Oh yeah, that one. Yeah.
What? Oh, so you said
Yeah,
Smarty.
I
You
feel
said
bad
Smarty. I got
because-
really confused. Okay, yeah.
The one
I
that
feel
almost
really
was
bad about that relationship because like I was.
Oh, you told her you were
I guess-
sad, and you broke up
No,
with
I
her.
didn't tell her I was sad.
Yes, you did. I remember
I
that.
kind of did.
Well,
But-
you did.
You
The
go,
main
I'm
problem
depressed.
was-
I can't date you anymore.
Oh no, that was Madison. That's
Oh.
also because I could never hang out with her.
Connor's really bad at
one
breaking
I
up with
dated?
girls. No.
No,
No.
Oh,
other one.
big tits.
Jesus Christ. Yeah, you might have
And
to
this
cut
is
that
why
one out,
this is why
actually.
Logan never has girlfriends.
Okay, you know what? I can't say her last
No,
name. I just have to describe it in some way.
No,
Yeah, so by
I
big
really liked
tits.
her. I wanted to make it work, but my I was kind of having a lot of issues at that time, and I personally I don't want to put anybody through the shit I deal with. I'm sure most people
We've all been very sad.
feel like that sometimes, and
Everybody has their problems.
yeah, I didn't want to put my problems on someone else, so I just didn't, and I just was like, oh yo, I don't think we can date.
Do we want
I
to?
think
It's a
about it
good thing,
sometimes,
though.
and I'm like, yeah, I probably could have dealt with it. It was rough though. For like, Leonzo's family took care of us pretty well.
Oh yeah, I forgot about that.
Yeah, because that was the same time that happened.
Yeah.
remember.
But you can't regret it though. That's why I always try. Like, if I make small things like that and I'm like regretting it, like, there's no point. You're the person you are today because you didn't make that mistake because you made the decision just like she is. You never know what could have happened if you would have stayed. Could have fucked you up.
But for a little bit of context, we've all been through a lot of shit,
I'm sure everybody else
Yeah.
listening has also been through a lot of shit.
and like this like here minus Jacob or plus Jacob has been like my core friend group for a long time.
Even
Since
though we bully the shit out of them.
sixth
Yeah,
grade
like, even though we all
basketball, bro.
Yeah, we all bullied the shit out of each other. But like I've known Jacob since second grade. I've known Connor since sixth grade. I've known Logan, I think, since second grade too.
Junior.
Can
No.
we mention
Well,
I've
we've known each other for a long time, but we weren't like really good friends until later on.
Well, yeah. We weren't good friends until junior high.
Yeah, junior high we were like
Do
really
you-
good friends.
Do you remember? I don't remember when it was. Do you mind if I talk about your dad?
No,
Yes.
if you're gonna talk about that, that's my story.
Dude,
We're
I
talking
want,
about
yeah,
that,
let's
that's
let Logan
my
talk
I
about
was
it.
I was
This is-
asking if it was appropriate.
Yeah, this is,
Is it
Lo-
okay?
I was gonna
Logan's
let you
hate
talk about
for my
Logan talk about
father.
So, for the longest time, I wasn't like a big fan of your father, but I was like okay with him because it was
I
whatever.
personally
He was
love
a hard
him.
ass, but
Honestly,
It's
He
a give
loves
or
him.
take. Yeah, some people love him,
so
some
here's
people
what
don't.
happened. So you know how most people relationships, at least a decent amount, is you respect your friends, you're there for your friends. But our relationship is not like that. Our relationship is fuck you, say the worst things you can to each other just to bully them.
Inward.
But like you never mean
we're
that.
still
Demeanor.
there for each other.
We're always still there for each other.
but
Yeah.
it's more
It's like-
it's just more of like we like break each other down and build each other up kind of thing.
We
Well,
just bully the shit out
but
of
it's
each other, but
mostly
never
break
mean
each
it.
other down.
And the main thing that we always say is it's not like we're not actually like 100% serious in these. Sometimes
No.
the jokes are serious, but a lot
I
of the
think
time
we're
they're not. It's just-
99.9% of the time not serious about it at all.
except for Jacob. Jacob's jokes are 99% of the time
That's hurtful. They're totally meant to like knock you down.
which are like in the beginning they were Leonso because like in the beginning everything was towards Leonso, but like now his jokes are towards me.
Anyone else would have seen it as bullying, but I was also making jokes back. It was never just
Yeah,
it was
it was
never
never
just
just like one-sided.
yeah.
And when we
sorry.
overstepped, we
Yeah.
did realize and say sorry. It's like it's not. I'm not trying to fucking absolutely destroy you or nothing. It just kind of happened.
Yeah, but like I'm sure it's a normal thing. I feel like with people. I mean, maybe
Now it is.
our relationships are
We're a
kind of
little
weird,
more
but
toxic than most groups. I feel like because people who hang out with us, like new kids, like anytime someone hangs out with me and Jacob, like they definitely like give me looks of like, bro, did
Do you
you
guys
just
hate
like
each other?
like they're like, did you guys really just like say that to each other? Like I call them like a gay faggot retard, and he just says, bro, when the fuck did I ask? What are you fucking retarded? And like
Just like awful.
yeah, it's like
But
what's-
we never mean it.
But then we laugh.
But on with the story. But I'm at his house, Leonzo's house,
We're
and it's just
all
me and
there.
Leonzo. No, it was just me and you.
Oh,
I
was
remember
it?
it was just me and you because we sat at the table with your
I
dad
wasn't
for a little bit.
there. I heard about this like after the fact.
Oh, okay.
So we're just hanging out, and we go upstairs to talk to his dad. And for some reason, I brought up that a relationship with a friend group is like impractical jokers. Like they make a fool out of each other, and they're like kind of rude to each other, but they're always kind. You know what I mean? They're like bad, whatever. But I brought that up, and his dad just says, Your guys' friendship is disgusting, and I doubt it will last. It just makes me feel sick that you guys bully each other like that and saying all this shit. And I'm like holding it back. I'm like trying to be respectful because my dad's black and respect in the house has
You
always
bet
been taught.
he could beat
So,
your
you know,
ass.
like I'm not taking you serious, but you say some more shit like that, you're going behind the barn and I'm gonna beat your ass. Some shit like that. But I'm trying to be cool with it. But after it's all over, the first thing I say to Leonto is, "Fuck your dad. I hate your dad now. He's so full of shit. He doesn't know anything about us. So fuck your dad." And that's how I felt for a while, because like that was hurtful, man. You know, you ain't got no business saying that shit to me. You ain't got no business saying how disgusting my friendship is. It works. We like it. I don't need your input.
We good
Like,
friends.
keep your mouth shut. Keep your mouth shut.
Shut your mouth.
Unless it's good, basically. So since then, I really hated him. Until like recently, he's done some pretty good shit that I was like, "Fucking good job, bro. Keep that shit up."
We had a really cool
Did we-
senior party last year. It was sad you couldn't be part of it, Logan.
Yeah.
What do you mean? I was part of it, wasn't I?
No, it's just the three-way.
We wanted it to be the four-way, but it
Oh.
wasn't the three-way.
We wanted it like the whole orgy, but you didn't want it. You didn't want to be part.
What happened? Like, why didn't I show up? Do we remember why?
You know, you showed
You
up.
showed up.
But you were supposed to be part of it. But then your parents said, "Well, we already have like a party set up." I think.
No,
Oh,
no, you told your
yeah.
parents no. Logan was like, he stuck his foot down and he was like, "I want my own party." He was like,
Oh, yeah, I remember why. I wanted my own party because my family was coming up, and it would be really weird basically for them, because my family's kind of secluded, and I don't think that they would have been down to see everybody's family there.
Okay.
And my mom agreed with me. It's not like we had any hard feelings towards anybody.
Yeah,
Like,
we didn't
love-
think you
we
did.
love
"Well,
every
I know."
family.
We were
It's
just
just the
sad.
way you explained it. The way you defended it was not that. You said,
Well, it was
"Oh,
not
I don't
good.
want to be part of your gay party." Like, I'm pretty sure you said some shit like that.
Yeah, it wasn't good. I never explained it in a good way.
You're just like, "Fuck
But
you guys. I
It was
hate."
just basically like I didn't want to have my
I'm having my own
family,
party.
It's like,
and I
"Oh,
figured
yeah."
it was gonna be pretty big with everybody's family there.
Yeah, it was pretty fun.
So
And then you came by. I mean, it wasn't like you didn't.
I mean, you
show
were there.
up.
I mean, I still have that picture of all of us in front of the.
I'll put
oh
that-
yeah, I did show up for a little bit.
Yeah.
I did. I was there for like 5-10 minutes with my girlfriend and a couple other friends with me.
Your
That's what I was
girlfriend.
He's gonna
talking
be on the
about.
podcast tonight. Is he just gaming right now?
Yeah, he's just gaming.
I think he's gaming with the boys, is what it is.
Wow.
That's not surprised. I'm not surprised.
It's all about Valorant, bro. Everybody's just creaming over that Valorant game. Like,
It's-
it's a good game.
it's
Don't get me
good.
wrong, but it's
It is good. I'm
you gotta
addicted.
take a break sometimes.
That's true.
I don't know
That's
about
what
anybody
this
else,
is right
but
now.
like
Hopping on Valorant after this.
I'm honestly gonna play some more or Borderlands 3, and then maybe I'll go to bed. I don't know what it is. I
I don't
gotta.
know. I'm playing real
This whole
place tonight and go to
coronavirus has
bed.
got my whole sleep schedule really fucked. I don't know why.
Oh,
I think it's just because we're all stuck at home.
do you guys want to talk about?
And we-
Actually, the one bad thing that happened to me during senior year.
Oh, if you're down to talk about it, I don't.
I mean, that's like legality. Like, I
Yeah,
don't.
that's probably not a good. You know, we'll skip over that.
there's
for
nothing
now.
legal about that. There was nothing illegal that happened. That's all
Yeah.
I'm saying. If that's what you're thinking,
Let's
nothing
just,
illegal.
let's just say
happened.
I did some bad
It was
stuff.
just a little moral thing that kind of happened that just
It was
like
it was
Well,
a,
no, it could have definitely been escalated to a legal standpoint, but
let's
well,
just
at the
say-
time, it wouldn't have been. If it would have been like a month later, yeah, it would have been.
well, how about this? We can tell the story
But
if
no
you
names.
decide to leave out.
We'll just
They're
we'll
not
just,
even
we'll just
leave
make
out,
it
but-
short and sweet.
We'll say
I was
redact
17 at
some
the time,
details.
and I was talking to someone who was not under 17. And
By a decent margin.
Yeah,
she
was
was a
it-
couple grades below.
it was 2 years. And
She was not a good kid in school.
she
but
was
that
she was
also.
known as being a thoughty thought. So I was like, you know what? This sounds like a pretty good idea to step in the pool. Like, I'm a stud. It was like one of the senior freshman meme, but she wasn't a freshman. But
Yeah, it was not good. It was bad.
it was still it's still bad either way. And the boys, I said, I was like, you know what, this is wrong. I'm not gonna do anymore. And she was like, I'm gonna press charges. And I was like, you can't. That nothing.
nothing illegal
Yeah,
happened.
nothing. There's nothing to press charges on. She tried spreading the rumor to the whole school, and the boys stepped up and defended me.
That
Like,
was we got like teachers involved too. It was pretty cool.
Yeah.
one of the things that came up was like he molested her in the hallway
Yeah.
when the lunch bell had rang. She had walked away and then started spreading rumors that he'd molested her in the hallway. And we'd spent the whole fucking day with him after that. After we heard about that shit, like we weren't gonna leave him alone. Not just
I
because of the
I
girl.
totally think that situation is what made me respect Lou a lot more than I
Yes.
already did.
Oh,
See,
dude, yeah.
that was my turning point for Lou because that night was a football game, or the next night was a football game, and the girl and her friend decided to go up to Leonto's parents and try to bring up the stuff and make it sound like he did a whole bunch of bad shit. But Leonto's cousin was a really good person, and basically, and Leonto talked to his dad about it. So while they're trying to talk to him about it,
Oh, yeah.
he just basically shuts him down and says, "If you don't shut the hell up, I'm gonna get the school involved, and you'll regret that. So stop talking." And I was like, God damn, okay. I
Damn,
respect
boy.
you a little bit more now. I'm okay with
I
that.
like-
Like, good shit.
I just remember
he
my reed was
shut them
falling out
up.
of my mouth, and that was it was going down.
And
I was sitting right beside him. I was
Yeah.
listening to all of it. It was fucking hilarious. He just shut her down. In her face, she did not like the answer of "Get the fuck away from me." I'm watching my son play football, and not listen to you about all these. I don't know what you want to call them.
lies.
Accusations.
Gypsies.
Yeah, all
Because-
all this shit to get clout. She's trying to get clout,
Because first
like
of
the
all,
TikTok docs.
she changed what I said like a lot.
Oh yeah, she deleted a bunch of stuff too. I
She
remember
deleted
that.
like almost
What
all
she
the
would
time.
do is she would delete the things that she didn't want in it, but she would keep things that would make him look bad. So it
She
didn't
took out
have
all the
as
stuff
much
she said.
context.
She acted
It
like
just kept what he had.
yeah. It was very bad, and no one believed her because none of it was true, and everyone knows me, and they're like,
Well, the main thing also is everybody knows how she is, and they're not
yeah,
gonna.
this hadn't been the first. I didn't know this, but this hadn't been the first time she had done this.
Yeah, no, it's happened before. What she does is she'll lure in older people, like try to get them to do crap with her, so that she can get clout from it and say, "Well, he did this to me," and then get those guys to go into jail. So
Yeah.
she's not a good person.
Luckily I was smart enough to get out of it before I got in. I almost made a big
Well,
oopsie.
Even if he was gonna try to make an oopsie and he would have stuck with it, I doubt that any of us would have let that happen.
Yeah.
Because
But
I wasn't gonna.
not only did the
Bro,
boys come to clip,
she harassed you for like
a week.
A couple days,
couple
a
days.
week.
It was
crazy.
it was a while, yeah.
Yeah.
Well, even after it stopped happening for a little bit, she tried to come back to it. She tried to sit by us because she was trying to start shit. And that was like the first, like, I respect women.
Bro, do you remember when she got into a fight in the lunchroom?
Bruh.
Well, we'll say that for after.
Her and her
She
best
tried to
friend.
come
No,
up to
we'll
me.
save that for next week. That should be on next week's podcast. Just like some high school stories.
But anyway, she
Because
came
we're,
up to us
we're
and tried
running
to
a
sit
little
by
bit
us in
over
the
an
gym.
hour, and we should probably not have that much for Leonce to edit.
Wait, how long
He
has
won't
it
have that
been?
much. I doubt it. He needs some good content for them
How long has
for
it
the
been?
good views.
It's been an hour, but a little bit over.
I don't have it.
What do you want to do about it?
No, it's been 50 minutes.
to
We're
you.
good. We're good. It's been 50 minutes. We got time.
And 50.
Okay, just go on with the story, Logan.
But anyway, she came and tried to sit by us and start crap because that's the kind of girl she is. And I basically told her to get the fuck out of here before I beat her up. In light terms, which you shouldn't put your hands on women. But at the same time, bitch trying to cause some problems, and I ain't down for that shit. So she tried to bring that up to our principal, and at the time, our principal didn't really act like a principal, more like a friend to every high schooler that he liked. So I got off the hook on that shit, but she didn't really, because he didn't like that. And I also explained the whole story to him, and he already knew a good portion of it.
Yeah, so the principal was already like a part of it, and he knew what was going on. And like I had already talked to him, and like I got called in the office and stuff and explained what had happened. So he was on my side. Everyone was on my side because she was known for being a fucking liar. And I will say not
Well, and you've done literally nothing
yeah.
to like.
I break
Everything's
no
just
rules.
talk. Everything was talk. If it moved on past talk, there might have been problems maybe later on, way later on, but it was nothing but talk. So all I'm saying is, y'all high schoolers, whatever the hell you guys are, don't fuck with kids that are a lot younger. Or even, like,
Don't do anything in high school.
I mean, you gotta experiment a little bit in high school. Don't don't try to
Wait.
be like. I mean, it's up to you, but like a lot of people don't want to wait a lot because nowadays you get a lot of crap.
I will say
Like,
though, I mean, don't care about those kids though. Those kids are so toxic.
Sure, man. It's cool to be a virgin. You
oh
know,
yeah,
It's cool to be a
virginity
virgin.
rock shirt.
Virginity
virginity rocks. I want one of those.
If you would like to be bullied out of existence, go ahead and buy that shirt. Listen
A
to this
kid at
man.
my college, my university, got like suspended for several days for wearing that. I'm not even kidding.
Well, I will say that like a month after that happened, I got a new girlfriend, and then we banged. So that was cool. I lost it then. I went to Connor's house that same night.
Oh, bro, and then we went and got Panda Expressed.
Exactly.
Expressed?
That's how you
Expressed the Panda? The Panda Express?
That's how you celebrate it. You go to hang out with the homies.
See,
Oh,
I
that's
wanted to
good
be
night.
happy
We
for
ate
him.
way too much food.
I wanted to be happy for him, but I was not happy because I didn't want to lose mine. I didn't want him to lose his before me.
And it was
Which
too late.
It
did
got
not
to him,
happen.
man. It got to him.
It
Was
got
like a caged animal.
I was
He was
mad.
like,
Yeah, that was 3
He's
minutes.
freaking out.
3 minutes
I was-
of ecstasy.
I was
several
very mad about
times
that.
A month. It's a song.
We can save what happened when I finally did for another time because that's a decent sized story.
hey, next podcast. Next week.
But
Same
I mean,
time.
it's not like we gotta
same
be
time.
doing anything.
Oh, fuck. What am I doing? This whole coronavirus shit is keeping all of us indoors for most of the time, unless we're going out to grab food or groceries.
These last
That
few
or
minutes,
you
let's
just wanna go
actually
for a
talk about
drive.
that.
Yeah.
About like
Look,
how it is for us.
Just the corona and how it's okay now, guys. You can go outside.
Yeah,
Kind
no,
of
don't
not. Kind
kinda
of don't
not
go
really.
outside.
It's actually
Don't go
not.
outside.
Don't go outside.
don't. Okay, so like here's my thing. Like, so my parents are a lot more more strict about that kind of shit. So they don't want me around people. Mainly because even though I'm a younger age, I've smoked and vaped for like about 3 years now. So my lungs aren't the greatest. But just because the borders go down, like people can go into different places. Don't go back to like it's normal. It's gonna be here for a bit. You need to settle it down for a bit. Like I know for us, like May 15th, they're thinking about letting it go, but I don't think we should go right back to normal to where we go out and hang out constantly. Like going out with your friends, maybe okay, but like try to stay away from a lot of people because
Oh, less than
it's not safe.
10 or less, right?
I think it's like 10 or less, but like don't be going to a bunch of fucking parties because what's gonna happen is just gonna go back into spreading again.
Well, there's going to be a second wave. There's always a second wave.
There's gonna be a second wave maybe in the fall is what they're thinking, unless they can get a vaccine out fast enough.
Which they won't. Like let's
Uh,
face it,
they probably won't.
they're not
supposedly
going
there's
to.
the ETA on it. It's like a year and a half.
It's like 12 to 18 months. Yeah, it's gonna take a bit, quite a bit, honestly.
Do we have a do and a don't for today?
Oh,
A do and a don't for what?
The podcast.
Do.
We always have a do and a don't.
do experiment in high school.
Please.
Don't
Not hard
fuck
drugs.
with girls that are
Younger
3
than
years
you.
younger than you.
Yeah. Yeah.
Also, don't do drugs. Stay in school.
Don't do hard
Yeah.
drugs.
Don't do
University
hard
is worth it.
drugs. Don't even. I would say don't smoke weed in your first 2 years of high school. Maybe if you're really trying to temp it when you're a junior or a senior in high school, I guess you can
And
try it if you
I
want.
would recommend.
Just don't
should.
do drugs. Just
I,
don't do
I
should.
would
drugs.
recommend if you ever try it to just try it. Don't make it a regular thing until you're like 22 or like an adult, because it will mess up your mind at early stages of development. So when you're younger, try to stay away from it.
In reality, it's going to be legalized in the next couple years. Just wait and be of age to do it.
Yeah,
Like
don't
I know
don't
that
get
the whole
addicted
vaping and
to
smoking things.
nicotine like Logan is.
Nicotine.
I'm not
That
addicted, and only
nicotine,
that,
he's fucking addicted to
I
nicotine.
was of age. I was of age when it happened, so I didn't break any laws.
Oh really?
A bunch of underage kids ruined it because they took it into schools like idiots because they couldn't
Yeah.
get away
Actually,
from
let's
it.
talk about that real
Logan,
quick.
you were shut
Yeah,
the
let's talk
fuck up.
about
You were
that.
smoking when you were like
Someone-
16.
I was smoking when I was 17. Everybody thinks it's 16, but I didn't start until I was 17, almost 18. So
You want to talk about bringing vape into schools, huh? That's funny.
I
That's
I
funny,
honestly don't
mister.
care.
That's funny.
That's on the topic for next week.
All right, so next
Connor really wants to be gone. He really wants this to be done, doesn't he? Are you tired? You
No,
ready
no,
to
no, no, no.
games?
I'm just saying.
He
Nobody's
wants to
gonna watch
save.
an hour and 30-minute video.
He doesn't
Well,
want us
there's
to
probably
waste
gonna have
the
to
whole
be. It's gonna be
podcast.
cut down.
It's
You gotta
gonna-
think
yeah.
it's gonna be cut down for a decent amount of it.
It's almost an hour. It's almost an hour. We'll
Do we
end
want
it-
to talk about it? It's up to you, Leon. So
we'll save it for next time. Connor's right. We should save some stories. We'll end this with, what do you guys wanna?
What's your do and don't, Leonzo?
My do and don't. Do look for someone that's right for you. That's what I'm doing right now. I'm not really searching for anyone. But if I find someone that's right, poggers. Don't
Nice. Poggers.
PogChamp,
don't have sex
Pog
with a
champ.
liberal.
Champ.
I've done that before. It's a rip.
not fun.
I mean, it was fun, but now that I think back on it, could have been better.
I don't think your political views should. Nah, fuck it.
Yeah, that's what she said.
Never mind.
That's what she said.
Bruh.
That's not what she said.
No,
Guys
Quite
stuck
the
it-
opposite, actually.
20
it's she said we broke up because of political views, and it was her fault, not mine.
She
That's so
couldn't do it.
silly. That's so silly.
It is
Leonzo
silly.
or Logan, what is your do or don't? Or
Do's and don'ts.
do's and don'ts.
What do we want? Are we trying to keep this high school people? Because
It's
No,
trying
just
to
whatever,
love each other?
whatever related to any topic.
Fine love.
okay, do's and don'ts. If you're thinking that it's risky, at the very least, look it up. Make sure you're fine. If you're good, go for it if you want to, but make sure you're sure about it because some things you don't want to do. And my do's, was that
Buy
do? I'm gonna say that's a
prostitutes.
don't. No,
Give
that's
it
a
don't.
That's a big
Gave it
don't.
don't.
That's a big don't.
So my do's is experiment in high school. I agree with that wholeheartedly. You don't want to feel like when you're older, you don't know what you're doing because you're just gonna isolate yourself. At least
You might
try
not
to
be
figure
able
out
to get it up.
what you can do. Yeah, that's also another story for later. I don't care about a lot of my
Totally going
bad
on the
stories.
topic list.
next
That has
next
to be on the top
podcast
of
is
the
just gonna be filled with Logan being retard mode.
We'll say the next topic list, like for next time, if you guys really want to, if you want to be invested in something, it's a lot of embarrassing stories for me that can happen to you, and you really don't want to. You don't want them to happen to you. That's all I'm saying. They will probably haunt you. The thought of it would haunt you.
Everybody link your shit. Do you have anything you want to promote,
Yeah.
Logan?
Not really. I mean, I'm not really socially.
You got
Like,
Planned
I don't
Parenthood.
social. Plan-
Well, guys, those who are watching, I have something to promote. I opened it last week after the podcast. I have an OnlyFans.
Did you really make one?
There'll be a
doubt it.
link in the description.
Are you
And,
serious? You actually made one?
can-
Leon said, "Don't be dumb. Think you think he would."
Yes,
I
I honestly think.
Okay,
you would make one.
it's a joke, but I did make an OnlyFans just for Leon's.
God, I won't- if you
We also would spend big money for that
Bro,
shit.
send me the link and I'll definitely put it in.
I will.
Don't forget.
He's always down for that.
Don't forget I stream, Bill streams, Jacob streams. Maybe Logan, Logan Connor will start a YouTube channel one day.
I'd want to. I'd
I
want to do
gotta-
that shit, but I can't.
I
I
think
don't
it's,
have
gotta-
the PC for it.
I got a project in the works for vocal jazz. So, if you're
I'll-
interested in that sort of thing.
Fucking
I
lame
don't,
ass.
I don't have anything yet, but I'll link it eventually.
yeah,
I'll be on the
lame
show.
ass.
So
Well, if you guys want some music from me and Connor Logan, because we didn't talk about it this podcast, but I wanted to be a music major, and then Connor and Logan are music majors, or they were at one point.
Possibly.
Yeah.
I am still
I
a
don't,
music
I don't know what
major.
Logan
Still.
is. Logan's still not knowing what he wants to do with life.
I haven't really figured out if that's exactly what I want to do yet. I'm not for sure.
Well, yeah,
It'll figure out pretty soon.
You should just get a music degree. Just music.
Yeah, that makes a ton of
Here's
money.
the thing. I don't want to spend a lot of time in college. I want to spend the least I can.
Brr.
Also, if you guys want to hear songs from us, we could do a quartet.
Not
or
on
a
Discord, bro. The
trio.
latency
Not
is
on Discord. Yeah,
ass.
that'd be weird. I had to edit that, so do each part separately and then edit it and all of them later.
I don't trust you with that.
Acapella. Plus, why would we sing for podcast viewers?
I doubt.
Because
I
I
doubt they
know
want
I have
it.
a lot of friends that
Oh,
watch the podcast
That could
that
be a.
actually like.
That could be a. It could be a Patreon tier.
Yeah, you want you
You
guys.
don't have
You could
Patreon
be a.
tier.
You
Once
could be
again-
a third tier. Can be my OnlyFans. Free access to my OnlyFans.
That's
My
you know
premium
what, you
Snapchat.
guys- that's what I was about to link. We still have the Patreon. If you guys donate to that, $1 a month. That's all we need. If 1 million people donate $1 a month, that's $1 million, and it's all going toward the channel.
Yeah,
I'm giving
new
you no
equipment,
flack.
stuff like that.
Ain't no people gonna give you a dollar. Not 1 million people. You might get like 5 or 6, but you ain't gonna get no million people.
That's hey.
What you mean?
With
Do you
time,
have
with
any?
time.
Do you have any current patrons you'd like to
No,
shout out? or
not
anything?
right now because we haven't with quarantines. All the people that promised for our Patreon that promised to pay, they've been like, yeah, we haven't made any money, so we can't.
Don't.
That's understandable.
Yeah,
One last little bit of my advice: don't spend your money on unnecessary stuff right now because you still don't know what's gonna happen. It may seem like it's getting better. We never know. So don't waste your money right now.
yeah.
If you don't need to spend
of
your money,
course-
don't spend it.
if you have the
Either
money,
way.
it's we appreciate the dollar.
And
If
if
you
not,
don't got it, that's fine. Just wait till your next pay. Just wait till the coronavirus goes. Your next paycheck, then you get that $20 donation a month.
but in all seriousness, I think I could speak for all of us. We're way more grateful that you watched to begin with.
Yeah,
'Cause
that's more than
That's
enough.
really cool of you. We like this podcast.
It's fun to
It's
do.
more of it's fun.
And
So-
and Bill and Jaron will be back on. We'll have everyone back on. We'll be rotating members and we'll have hopefully we'll start with Connor and with Logan on. We'll have a lot more podcasts coming out because they motivate me to actually do them. And Bill will do some. I know eventually we'll have one without me. I'll tell Bill to make sure he has one. Starts doing his own. But more podcasts will be coming out. I'm editing now. Bill edits. If we maybe someone else will start editing. The main thing.
Get yourself an editor.
Yeah, the main thing is with the Patreon is if we start getting Patreon stuff, we'll hire an editor so we don't have we'll be able to get videos more often.
Yeah.
Everyone's link will be in the description. Logan and Connor's OnlyFans because Logan I'm sure is gonna make one now. We'll be in the description.
Oh yeah, gotta make that money somehow when you're a broke ass boy.
Yeah, Logan. He may possibly be moving in the house kind of soon, maybe relatively soon. Hopefully,
You guys could do the IRL stuff.
Yeah, it kind of just depends on how life goes. Depends on how my family feels about me not living at home while I'm in college.
So
We'll see what happens. I'd
Maybe
like
we'll
to.
have all the boys. Connor will sleep on the top bunk during the summer.
I doubt that's happening.
He'll
No,
drop his dream of
unfortunately-
being in
I unfortunately
college.
live too far away.
During the
when
summer. During the
at
summer, though, you'll
university.
probably be over a lot.
Yeah. Well, hopefully this quarantine gets lifted. That'd be cool.
You'll be over it a ton. It'll be fucking awesome.
Hopefully you get a better camera though.
Bro, fuck you. Fuck you. I spent $20 on the camera. It's a good camera.
All right. In all seriousness, I'm gonna leave. Thank you, all who came and watched.
Yeah.
Hopefully, I'll be a more regular guest. I know hopefully this will be the second one in a row that was uploaded with me and with the
will
boys.
be. With the boys.
Hopefully, I wouldn't want to just spend an hour here to talk to the boys.
Yeah, I hope,
Not
I
all
hope
the
that
boys here.
hope that buzzing doesn't happen again. That'd be really sad.
That would be. I would upload
yeah.
it anyway. I wouldn't care about it.
For the third time before I head out, thank you for watching. I'm gonna leave now.
All
Love
we'll,
y'all.
We'll see you. Logan,
See you, gamers.
I'll do the outro. As Bill always says, everyone please stay slothy. Don't forget to take L's, or don't take L's, or give L's. My bad, I'm going to edit that out. And we'll see you in the next video. Goodbye. Say goodbye, Logan.
Goodbye.
So you want to start with a scene clap?
Just tell me whenever you're ready.
Well, if Connor wants to clap, I want to clap.
All right, ready?
Ready?
We
Oh,
going for
we're
it?
doing it?
Yeah, we're doing it.
1, 2, 3.
You said 1, 2. Just count down 3, 2, 1. Clap.
Connor and I were
Three.
on sync.
3.
3, 2, 1.